Welcome back, everyone. Another episode. This will be our third episode we recorded today. Um, we're going to be talking or previewing the second round of the playoffs. We just recapped the first video, the first round of the playoffs. I'll make that a separate video, and we're going to be previewing the second round matchups. So we kind of talked about our team's matchups a bit. Obviously Celtics, Knicks, then your team, Thunder, Nuggets. Um, nice. Pace just made it. That was a tough shot. But so yeah, I guess we'll start with we talked about those matchups a bit. We feel confident with our teams, even though we just got completely, absolutely heartbreaking losses. Game one for both of our teams, we feel pretty confident. Basically, in short, and again, we kind of went into details on it. What is this going to be? Episode, I think 17 this might be. So I think 15, maybe got the numbers wrong. I think I got them right. But 15, we kind of went into details. Knicks, I just don't think match up well at all with us. Yes, they won game one. I strongly think we beat ourselves. Just got way too complacent, way too settled, taking ISO threes instead of driving to the paint. I think we'll clean that up, be fine. I think we're going to win the series. Not too much doubt there. And then obviously, you feel pretty confident. Well, I feel confident too. The Thunder still beating the Nuggets. I think we both sit in six. Just OKC, the better team. Denver, they have Jokic and Murray, but those guys are just gonna have to have like Herculean performances pretty much. But yeah, pretty much we get Pacers Cavs. That's gonna be a really interesting matchup. The Pacers won game one. And I had this when we did our preview or our playoff predictions. I had this in the second round. I had Cavs in six. Uh, I'm still kind of leaning that way, but obviously, if the Patriots win this game, which they were down, I think 20, and they're only down six right now, they're on a bit of a run. If they win this game, I think they're going to win the series. But as of right now, assuming the Cavs hold on to the lead, win the game, I think they'll win the series. I'm pulling for the Pacers as a Celtics fan. I think they'd be the much more relaxed matchup compared to the Cavs. No disrespect to the Pacers, but the Pacers present some problems to the Cavs. They are a really good offense, obviously, very high-paced team. The Cavs' offense is electric too, but the Pacers can keep up with them. And just something about the Pacers in the playoffs the past two seasons, similar to the Heat, they just click and they play better. I mean, the Pacers have been consistently good the whole season, but most people just pick the Cavs, like not thinking much of it. But the Pacers can present some problems, and we've seen that a game into the series. So this will be a fun matchup, regardless of which team wins. I could see this going seven.
Yeah, that's exactly what I see. I see this possibly going seven. I still have the Cavs. I think the Cavs are just still the better overall team. I think Pacers they cause a lot of problems, but I think the talent comes down to it at the end of the day. And I really think that if the game gets close, I think everybody can rely more on Donovan Mitchell than anybody on the Pacers. I think Donovan, the way that he's been playing the last couple of years in the playoffs has been insane. I mean, it's probably been historic. I mean, he is one of the best players in the league, and East especially, he poses a lot of problems to some other teams. So I love Donovan Mitchell. I think he's a good superstar in the NBA, and I think that if the series gets close and we get down to those final crunch time minutes, you're going to see Donovan Mitchell really take the team on his shoulders and do what he needs to do. Another thing is Evan Mobley, one of the most underrated. Like he is so underrated, and people don't understand how underrated Evan Mobley is. He racks boards, he racks up points in the paint. If there's any type of net, he's a good safety net to have. He does the dirty work for the Cavs. So I'm excited to see how his game takes off and progresses into the future. And with Donovan, I mean, it's going to grow pretty well with him. So.
Yeah, Donovan Mitchell is another breed in the playoffs, and in history against the Celtics, friggin' it feels like he never misses against my team. I think he averages the most points against us like a single player's had like ever. It's like absolutely insane, like minimum however many games, but it's absolutely insane. I mean, I definitely think the Cavs are the better team, but I mean the Pacers I think were a lesser team than the Knicks were last year, and the Pacers beat the Knicks last year. Um, Obviously, I think this Cavs team is better than the Knicks team the Pacers beat last year. But I mean, the Pacers, I mean, they are just a very underrated. I respect the hell out of the Pacers, and even though my team swept them in the conference finals last year, it was a very close sweep. And we were especially game one, we were very fortunate to win against them. Um, yeah, the Cavs obviously need this game. They don't want to go down 2-0, then going on the road. Um, but yeah, I think that'll be a very entertaining series. And then another series out in the West, we Wolves Warriors. Now we just talked about that series a bit in our last video. Basically, we're both going with the Timberwolves. I just think the Timberwolves are a good matchup for or like they match up well with the Warriors. The Warriors think it's a bad matchup. Uh, I think again the size is going to hurt the Warriors, even though Steve Kerr like actually plays Kevon Looney. Unlike JJ Redick playing Jackson Hayes at all for whatever reason. I just think the Timberwolves match up really well with the Warriors. I'll say Timberwolves in six. I think the Warriors will at least get one game, but and then I just feel like there's going to be one game where the Timberwolves may just come in like I don't know, they just come in and just play a very poor game. But I feel fairly confident with the Timberwolves. If the Warriors do win the series, I think Curry or Butler is going to have to just pull one out of their ass just for Curry kind of turn back the clock a bit. Not that he's like, incapable of going off, but consistently in the playoffs, like for a whole series, he's 37. Jimmy Butler, obviously, he still probably has the potential to do that. And it wouldn't be like shocking or anything. Not that it wouldn't be shocking if Curry didn't do it, but I just feel fairly confident with the Timberwolves in this series.
And the reason I actually feel really confident in the Timberwolves is also, if you look at it, what's the difference between the Timberwolves playing the Lakers and Timberwolves playing the Warriors? It's the lack of size in the middle of the paint, right? So if you look at Julius Randle, you look at Rudy Gobert, you look at just anybody who can actually get rebounds, get dirty work on the rim, and put the ball back up, maybe get fouled here and there. Like there is a lack of size on that Warrior team. Kevon Looney, I think he's probably going to start getting a little bit more minutes. Hopefully, Steve Kerr switches something up. Sees a little bit of a lack of, how they won last series and maybe prepares some type of game for them to contribute better. But I think if it's another Rocket situation, because the Rocket had a lot of success with Sangoon in the paint. So, I mean, what's the difference for the not to do the same thing? So if the Timberwolves come in with paint heavy game plan and attack Draymond, attack these middle, I don't see a huge difference between what's going to happen between what's going to happen with the Warriors, what happened with the Lakers. So I have the Timberwolves in five. I think that's a pretty safe bet, and I might even consider putting something down.
Yeah, I could see a scenario, and you kind of just outlined it, where the Timberwolves just completely dominate the series. The Warriors maybe get one, but just I could just definitely see that scenario. It's just tough for me to imagine the Warriors winning the series, and who would have imagined the six seeded, and again the seed alone is a bit misleading because they won 49 games. But the six seeded Timberwolves going back to the Western Conference Finals 2 years in a row. And we both think they're going to play your team, the Thunder. That is going to be, I mean, I think the Thunder would win, but that would be a hell of a matchup in the Western Conference Finals with the winner going to the finals. Timberwolves probably have a chip on their shoulder for coming up short last year in a very disappointing series against the Mavs too.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. If we verse the Timberwolves uh finals, I can match pretty well. I think they're one of the best teams that can match up against us season. So I mean, that's the thing. I'm a little nervous about the Timberwolves. How I've seen that they were playing in the first round. I'd rather probably verse the Lakers over the Timberwolves, but the Timberwolves, they're scary because they can pick up momentum in a heartbeat. And I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go with the Timberwolves this year. I think. or with the Thunder this year against the Timberwolves. It's nerve-wracking for sure because they could easily go on a run. And when they're kicking and they have the momentum, they're a tough team to beat.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and again, obviously both their teams have to win our series. We're both down 0-1. Hopefully we can
Mm.
both win and we're gonna seem like we definitely deserve to be humbled. I
Yeah,
think
right.
both our teams will be fine. Uh but yeah. Everyone predicted Cavs Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. I think there's still a high probability of that happening. Uh, and again, the West, I think most brackets, probably like 90% of the brackets I saw had the Lakers, like us, the two of us did, in the Western Conference Finals. So the Wolves winning just completely screwed everyone's brackets up. Because most people had the Lakers at least winning that series, but most people had them in the Western Conference Finals. But definitely some intriguing second round matches. The playoffs have been insane so far. I mean, obviously it came at the expense of our teams, but I mean, like if I was a neutral fan last night, the ending to those games, that would be friggin' absolutely insane watching. Again, it unfortunately had to happen at the expense of our teams. Or if you're a Knicks or Nuggets fan, ecstatic about how those games ended. But yeah, some good second round matchups, some good first round matchups, good second round matchups. It's probably just going to keep getting better as we go here. Obviously, the stakes are going to get higher and higher every round.
Yeah, I think if you look at it from a non-biased standpoint, you can absolutely see like these games were pretty cool because they're very competitive. I mean, these games are getting down to the wire in every second of these games. So if you look at like, the Knicks game last night, they came all the way and rallied all the way back. I don't know how many underdogs won yesterday, but the Knicks were underdogs in that game. The Nuggets were underdogs in that game. I mean, the Warriors were underdogs in Game 7, and people forget about that. And the Pacers were underdogs. So like all these underdogs are competing, and it's pretty cool to see like from a non-biased fan. I know that, of course, like you said, the expense of our own teams and entertainment, but like it's cool to see these matchups, to see like these teams kind of progressing. And I mean, I that's the thing is Game 2 now. Um, this is where that these teams, these experienced teams and inexperienced teams really set each other aside here. So um, I'm really nervous for game two as a Thunder fan, especially with how that game one ended. If it comes down to the wire again, what are the chances that game two is going to be different from game one? Like we're going to find out a lot about our teams in the very upcoming weeks. Like the
Yeah,
next 2 weeks, we're gonna see these guys. Um, See how these late game situations come into play against the top premier teams in the league.
yeah, yeah. Definitely a must win for both of our teams. I obviously not like mathematically speaking, but if both our teams lose game two, we're down 0-2 going on the road. So that'll be as the Pacers just miss a jump shot. That's great. Um, Speaking of crunch time, the Pacers are only down six right now with like 4:55 left. Mitchell is 40. Jesus, we're just talking about Mitchell. How he can't miss the playoffs. He friggin' he just got another basket. This guy is friggin' insane. Um, but yeah, getting off topic here. Sorry, but yeah, I think that pretty much summarizes everything. Do you have any parting thoughts before we end here?
No, I do not. Thunder and six. That's all I gotta say. I think the Thunder are gonna hit a little bit of a stretch here, and I think we're gonna pick up some momentum. So pretty excited to see how these playoffs shape out, and we'll definitely have to talk about it very soon.
Yeah, yeah, crunch time against the Nuggets, that and Jokic and Murray, that is not a situation I would be too comfortable in. I mean, we saw it last night. But yep, Celtics and I'm gonna be bold here. Celtics in five, six at max. Play the Cavs. I'll say Celtics in six. Then assuming we play the Thunder, I'm not like overly confident, but I would give us the slight edge in that series. I think I had us in six. I'll just stick with my original bracket prediction because why not at this point, even though it's completely blown up. Got multiple series run already, but whatever. But yeah,
Yeah.
we'll end the video
I-
here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. We'll be I'm sure back shortly. He's still going to make the draft recap. Both our teams absolutely killed it in the draft, I think. So it'll be a fun video. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for tuning in. Take it easy. Till the next time.